So come to the center of your mat. I do recommend turning it sideways. We're going to do a similar to a mandala flow, meaning that the short edges are not the front and the back today. They're just the left and the right. So starting in a comfortable seat, close your eyes and just breathe naturally. So next week we have a new moon. This week we're halfway in between a full moon and a new moon. But with a new moon, there is a whole lot of energy around it that is really conducive to intention setting and planting seeds. So I want you to consider that tonight with your practice and maybe prepare yourself to get ready for this full moon and intention setting time. So focusing on your breath, start to balance it out. Equal count in and out of your nose. Breathing deeply into your belly. So with the new moon coming, there's this energy of supporting us in letting go. The things that no longer serve us, the things we're holding on to, the things we no longer need. So the intention here is to consciously sit with an issue that is currently causing you discomfort and feel it in order to heal and release. Too often the temptation is to suppress or deny whatever it is that is causing us mental or emotional discomfort. We may distract ourselves by indulging in behaviors that help to numb ourselves from the pain. The effect, however, is only temporary. What we resist persists. So our denied feelings don't go anywhere. Instead, they're stored in our bodies and they're waiting to be triggered. By tuning into these trapped feelings and sitting with these issues that are rooted in, we can start to release them from our bodies. And with that, we can also start to release the power the trigger holds over us. So instead of turning away from whatever it is that caused you discomfort, we can look it in the eye, recognize what it is, acknowledge how it has affected us in the past, and choose to feel it so that its intensity may begin to disperse. So if that resonates with you tonight, I invite you to set an intention of letting go, of sitting with whatever it is that may cause you mental or emotional discomfort and releasing it. Or at least making your way towards it. So when you're ready, go ahead and flutter your eyes open and meet me in standing. So the vinyasa practice has a whole lot of movement based on sun salutations. So with the new moon coming, I wanted to focus on some variations of the moon salutation. Moon salutations are great to do in the evening, especially closer to bedtime. I know it's pretty bright out, it's still pretty early, but it's just something nice to get used to, practice every now and then. So come to the center of your mat, and then in between the left side and where you are standing now, come halfway in between. So you're off to the left. Standing in mountain pose, close your eyes, feel the weight shift around in your feet. And then start to settle in. Try to balance your weight equally between both feet and all the way around both feet. Allow your big toes to kiss and a little space to come between your heels. Start to lift your kneecaps up towards your hips to engage your thighs. Start to point your tailbone down and lift the front of your pelvis upward to neutralize your pelvis. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Engage your core. Relax your shoulders down your back and open your chest. Lift your chin parallel with the floor, the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Stand tall and strong. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, interlace your fingers, and leave your pointers free. So from here, use an exhale, take a side bend to the left. So it'll take a few moments here. Try to keep your hips over your feet. Try not to let your hip bump out to the side. roll your right shoulder onto your back. So you want to make sure you're not twisting and turning your chest towards the floor. It's okay if you've just got a little bend right now. It's okay if you've got a deeper bend right now. It's totally whatever feels good to you. Keep reaching your pointers away from your armpits. Feel that sensation of stretch along the right side of your body, especially through the torso. If you'd like to add a little more sensation here, you can cross your right ankle over your left. One more big breath in and out. Inhale, come back upright, uncross your ankle. Switch the lacing of your fingers so that the opposite pinky is in front this time. It may feel a little goofy. That's okay. It's a little uncomfortable. That's what we're working with tonight. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, side bend to the right. Stretch through your hands. Feel the sensation down the left side of your body. Roll your left shoulder onto your back. Bend as little or as far as you'd like to. If you'd like to add that little extra, left ankle over right this time. One more breath in and out. Inhale, come back upright, uncross your legs, release your hands, shake out your shoulders. Excellent. So from here, inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Shake your head no, nod your head yes. Maybe walk your hands from side to side. Bend your knees as much as you'd like to right now. And then using your next inhale, slowly roll up, coming up to standing. Exhale, shoulders back, mountain pose. I forgot a hair tie. Sorry, guys. Put in my hair all night. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, press your feet into the floor, slowly rise up. Exhale, shoulders back, mountain pose. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. All right, so now we're going to start to go through some of those moon salutation variations. Inhale, bring your hands overhead, palms together. You can either do those steeple hands or no interlacing. So inhale to stretch upward. Exhale, take a side bend to the left. Inhale, back upright. Exhale to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, open your right foot towards the short edge of your mat. Open your arms out wide, star pose. Good. So really reach through your hands, press through your feet. Take up as much space as you can here. Then draw your heels in towards each other. Toes point towards the corners of the mat. Yes, there's a goddess pose coming up already. But the first one will be a little gentle. Bring your hands to your hips. With an exhale, start to bend your knees and squat down. So you can go down low if you'd like. You can stay up higher, whatever feels right to you. You want to make sure you're not sticking your booty out, pushing your chest forward. So tailbone down, pelvis up, neutral. If you can, try to keep your shoulders above your hips. You can even practice this against a wall. Start to feel that shake yet? Inhale, come back up to your star pose. And exhale, you're going to turn your right toes to the right. You're going to come up onto the ball of your left foot in order to come down into a low lunge. So from here, you want your your left knee over your ankle. You want some stretch in this right hip flexor. You can bring your hands down to the floor, or you can keep your torso upright. So this first round is all about waking your body up a little bit more, preparing it for the rest of the practice. Deep breath in and out. Now plant your right hand on the inside of your left foot, and then inhale, stretch your left arm overhead, coming into a revolved low lunge. So again, you can be down on the floor. If you'd like, you can use your block here. It's all about whatever feels right to you. Another deep breath in. Exhale, both hands to the floor. And we're going to shift back into a half split. Straightening out your left leg, toes flex. You can come up right for less intensity. You can hinge forward for more intensity. Make sure there's at least a gentle bend in your knee, more if you'd like. And make sure you're not spinning your hips backwards. Try to keep your hips above your right knee. Keep lengthening through your spine. If you decide to take the hinge, make sure you're not crunching into it. Continue to breathe. With your next inhale, we're going to shift back forward into that low lunge. Then we're going to come into a side variation, turning your left toes towards the long edge of your mat. Come up onto your foot. And bring your hands to your heart if you can. You can bring your hands to the floor, or you can use your block here. We're going to go from this left side over to the right. So we're now over at the right short edge of your mat. Now start to rotate into that low lunge towards the right side of your mat. So left knee down this time, untuck your toes, right knee over your ankle. Find that right amount of stretch here. Breathe. And when you're ready, bring your left hand to the floor on the inside of your foot. Inhale, stretch that right arm up, coming into your twist in the other direction. With your exhale, float your right hand back down to the floor, shift back, half split. So your hips are above your left knee this time. Little bend in the right knee, more generous if you need it. Try to keep some length in your spine. No hunching, no crunching, no collapsing into it. With your inhale, rock back forward into that low lunge. We're going to make our way back upright. Tuck those left toes under, lift your knee. You're going to come up to that star pose, so toes facing the long edge of your mat, arms wide. All right, we're going for another goddess. Bring those heels in, toes towards the corners of your mat. Inhale here, exhale, squat down. This time I invite you to turn your elbows into cactus arms. Inhale, come back up to star pose. Exhale, right foot hums over to meet the left. Hands come together above your head. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, side bend to the right first. Inhale, up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Release down, shake it out. And we'll go through for version 2 now. So, similar setup. Inhale, arms up, palms together. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, step wide, star pose. Inhale, arms up, turn the toes, heels draw in. Exhale, goddess. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, come back up to your star pose. And exhale into crescent lunge. Left toes towards the short edge of your mat. Come up on the ball of your right foot. Both arms overhead. So try to lift up through the back of your right knee. Try not to bend it. It's going to pull your hips down. And if you'd like to get deeper into the pose, create more space between your feet to get lower, rather than bending your knee to pull yourself down. Take a deep breath in. And out. Inhale, open your arms out wide. Plant your right heel down, straighten your left leg. And you come into a triangle pose. If you know that you'd like to have your block here, go ahead and grab it. Inhale, reach your fingers towards the short edge of your mat. Exhale, tilt. Go nice and slow. Try to keep your arms towards a T. Keep that right shoulder rolled back, so no twisting. It doesn't matter if you can touch the floor if you're rotating. You want this to be a lateral movement, not a rotation. So you can rest your hand on your block, on your leg. Maybe you're up higher today, that's cool too. Just don't rest on your knee. If you want to take a little core challenge, you can bring your hand on the inside of your leg and not rest on anything. So chest is open, hips are open, still breathing deeply into your belly. Take note of any of the discomforts that have come up so far. Maybe they're physical, mental, emotional. Just acknowledge them. Don't worry so much about what you're going to do about them. Just notice that they happened. Notice that they came up. Excellent. Now we're going to have a little fun. From your triangle pose, start to bend into your left knee. Grab your block if you didn't already. Put it in front of your left toes. Plant your palm. Come on up into half moon. So hop your right foot a little closer. Get away from the wall if you're close to the wall. And then from here, start to straighten out your left leg while you lift up your right. This is another one that you can practice on the wall if you're still working on your stability. You can gaze down towards the floor, up towards the ceiling, or anywhere in between. Just like in your triangle pose, you want to make sure you're not rotating your spine and allowing your chest to turn towards the floor. Another deep breath in. Exhale, release that right foot down to the floor. We're going to bring both hands down to the floor, coming into a lunge. We're going to come into that sideways lunge. And this time we're going to stop in center before going over to the right, coming into Malasana. So again, chest is open. Doesn't start to turn towards the floor. Hip openers can release emotion, and this pose helps flush out energy. So maybe if you started to let something go, this helps you release that. All right, let's scoot on over to that right side. Coming into that right side lunge, stretch your left leg long. Remember, you can stay down, come up, just one breath here. And let's come into that crescent lunge. So coming upright. Remember, we're lifting up through the back knee. And lift your arms up tall. One more inhale here. Exhale, preparing for that triangle pose. Plant your left heel down, turn your hips, shoulders sideways, arms wide, straighten your right leg. Inhale, reach your fingers towards the short edge of your mat. Exhale, tilt. So take your time setting up here. This side might feel a little different from the first side. That's totally fine. Notice what feels right in your body right now. Notice where you should be taking your practice, where your body's trying to guide you to. And notice any of those little habits that you may have fallen into here. Places that you automatically start to go without really being in the moment. So maybe you automatically start to lock your knee and use that for support. Maybe you automatically reach towards the floor and have never really checked in with your spine. So take note of what's happening in your body right now. Another inhale. And exhale, start to bend that right knee. Block goes in front of your right toes if you're going to use it. Getting ready for the half moon. Hop your left foot forward a little bit more. And start to straighten out your right leg, lift up. Keep breathing. Make sure you're not holding your breath. So take 2 more full, deep, controlled breaths here. And when you're ready, Start to float that left foot down to the floor and come back into that lunge. Lift your torso upright and come into your star pose. Draw your heels in, toes out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, goddess. Take another big breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, come back upright. And exhale, feet together, arms overhead. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands to heart. Shake it out. Maybe grab a sip of water. We've got one more variation coming up. Then we'll work our way down to the floor. We've got a little meditation. All right. When you're ready, meet me back in mountain pose. We'll go for that last variation here. Close your eyes, tune back into your breath for a moment. Stand tall, stand strong. Flutter your eyes open. Inhale, stretch your arms up, palms together. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to center and exhale, side bend right. Inhale to center, exhale, star pose. Inhale, heels in, arms up, exhale, goddess. Beautiful. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, turn to the left side of your mat. We're going to set up for a pyramid pose. So your feet are a little narrower than they were for your, or a little shorter than they were for your triangle. Hips and shoulders towards the front of the mat. Your back heel is down, foot is at an angle similar to warrior one, and your left knee is straight similar to your triangle. Inhale here, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, start to melt forward. Just like when you're in your half split, you want to keep length in your spine. So if only coming forward a little bit is what's right for you right now, that's totally fine. Make sure you're not rounding and crunching into it just to get down further. So try to keep length in your spine. Draw your left hip back, right hip forward. Use your blocks if you'd like to here. And preparing for revolve triangle, plant your right hand on the inside of your left foot. Inhale, stretch your left arm up. With an exhale, look down towards the floor. Bring your right hand in front of your foot, either on the floor or on a block, and we're going to come into a revolve half moon. So bending into your left knee, come up onto the ball of your right foot, and then start to lift up your right foot. See if you can turn your chest to the left. With your next exhale, go ahead and lower that right foot down. Lower your left hand down. Scoot your legs out long and come down into your low lunge. Untuck your toes, come up high, sink down into your hips. Nice little stretch here. Deep breath in and a full breath out. Coming into your side lunge, turn your toes towards the long edge of your mat. Come up onto the sole of your right foot. And we're going to be here for a few breaths. If you'd like, you can use your block as a seat. We're going to have a couple of variations here. If you're working on some strength tonight, maybe you keep yourself lifted, palms together. And if you're going for more of a little stretch, maybe you start to sit down and pick your toes up. if you come down to that stretch, come back up into your strengthening version. And let's come to center for another malasana. Heels in, toes out, hips low, heart open, heart forward. And let's go on over to that right side. So starting upright, maybe you take a seat on your block. Maybe you'd like to come down into the stretch variation. So totally fine if you do something different on this side. Let's come back up to that strength variation. Bring your hands down to the floor. Let's come into that low lunge. Slowly, slowly working our way back up, and we're going to go into pyramid pose. So get that little stretch here first. When you're ready, plant your hands, tuck your toes underneath, lift your knee, pop your foot towards the short edge of your mat just a little bit, and lift your torso upright. Square your hips up. Inhale, lift your arms overhead. Exhale, start to hinge forward. So wherever it is your practice is taking you, honor what it is your body's asking for right now, right in this moment. Check in with your hips. Right hip back, left hip forward if they start to swivel off to the side. Then plant your left hand on the inside of your right foot. Inhale, right arm up, revolve triangle. Another big breath in. As you exhale, bring that right hand down to the floor, bend into your left or your right knee. Set up your block if you'd like to use it for this side. Open that right arm back up towards the ceiling. Start to straighten out your leg. Lift your left foot up off the floor. Turning your chest behind you. Inhale, exhale, slowly lower your left foot back down to the mat. Inhale, lift your torso, lift your arms, exhale, star pose. Whew. Half moon and revolve half moon are real hard on a carpet. Inhale, draw your heels in, stretch your arms long, exhale, come into your goddess pose. Inhale, come back to your star pose. Exhale, right foot meets the left, arms overhead. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. And exhale, release. Hands to heart. And then to your sides. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. One more time. Deep breath in. Take in as much air as you can. When you get to the fullest you think you are, try to sip in just a tiny bit more. Open mouth, exhale. Come back to your balanced, deep belly breath. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. Stretch your arms out in front of you, in line with your shoulders, palms down. Open your feet to about hip width distance, so a little space between your feet, and come up on the balls of your feet. With your exhale, start to bend your knees. Try to keep your heels lifted. If that's not there for you tonight, go ahead and plant those heels down as you lower down. And come down to seated. Go ahead and stretch your legs out long. Coming into a staff pose. Flex your toes towards your knees. Rest your hands beside you. Sit up as tall as you can. Try to keep your shoulders above your hips. Notice if you start to lean forward, roll forward with your shoulders, and back upright. You can pretend there's a wall behind you and you're leaning against it. From your staff pose, bend into your right knee. From here, you're going to hop your right foot onto the outside of your left leg. I invite you to keep the left leg long tonight. Even if you're super used to tucking it in, try something different. Keep pressing through your heel, flexing through your toes. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale, twist to your right. Try to keep your spine long, shoulders rolled back. Don't hunch forward. Maybe you take a peek over your shoulder. Take one more deep breath in and out. Inhale, untwist. You're going to hop your foot back onto the inside of your left leg, but before you stretch it out, let your knee fall open. Bring the sole of your right foot into your left thigh and square your belly button up towards your left knee. So your chest is in line with your leg. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hinge forward about 45 degrees. Try not to let your head fall down. Try not to let your arms fall down. If you don't make it to 45 degrees, that's okay. Maybe you stay more upright. Maybe you keep going, challenge yourself. Holding for 3, 2, 1. With your next exhale, go ahead and melt forward. Bring your hands down for support. Try to keep your spine long. It's okay to round a little bit, but don't crunch. With your inhales, think about reaching your chest away from your belly. With your next inhale, walk your hands towards your body, lift your torso upright. Now you're going to turn your chest towards your left knee, or right knee, sorry. So now your left shoulder is lined up. I know I'm going to be opposite you guys now because cameras are weird like that. But your left arm is in line with your left leg. Inhale your right arm overhead. Exhale, side bend to the left. So instead of folding over like we did in our little mini twist, you're taking a side bend. So just like when you're standing in your triangle pose and in our palm tree poses, the top shoulder rolls back so you're not turning your chest towards the floor. If you have your left hand down for support, make sure you're not touching your knee. You don't want to accidentally put too much pressure on there. Doesn't matter how far you bend. Maybe you're super upright and you're just stretching your fingertips away from your armpit. It's whatever feels right in your practice right now. With your next inhale, slowly, gently rise back up, release your arm down, and find your way back to your staff pose. I'm going to swap sides here. You guys stay as you are. So this time you're going to bend your left knee, hop your left foot on the outside of your right leg, keep flexing those left or right toes. Ugh. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, turn to the left. So coming into your twist, shoulders even, spine is tall, maybe peeking over your shoulder. one more big breath in and out. With your inhale, untwist. Pop your left foot back over, let your knee fall open. Sole of your foot into your right thigh, square up to your right leg. Inhale, sit tall, stretch those arms long. Exhale, start to hinge forward. See if you can find that 45-degree angle. If not, totally fine. Try to keep your ears and biceps next to each other. Keep reaching those fingertips out and away. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and exhale, release. Folding over your leg, continuing to breathe deeply, softly, and gently. With your next inhale, walk your hands towards your body, come upright, and we're going to turn towards your left knee. Right arm is lined up with your right leg. Inhale, left arm up overhead. Exhale, side bend. So finding what feels right on this side. Again, doesn't have to be the same as the first side. Slowly, gently come back upright and release. Stretch both legs out long. Take a forward fold here over your both legs this time. So flex those feet, arms up. And exhale, melt forward. Release your arms down. Keep extending your spine. With your inhale, slowly walk your hands towards your body. Come upright. Bend your knees. Give yourself enough room to lay back. Have your block or block-like object handy. And lay back. We're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So feet are flat on the floor. Heels are lined up with your sits bones, so not too wide, not touching. Toes are pointing towards the short edge of your mat. Take a deep breath in, exhale, lift your hips up off the mat, slide your block underneath your sacrum, and lower it back down. So nice passive stretch here. Allowing your energy to wind down. Taking this more restorative variation, gentle inversion for your practice. We have a couple different options if you'd like to play here. You can walk your feet out towards the short edge of your mat. You may feel more sensation in your hip flexors and your belly. It may be a nice stretch. You can stretch your feet up towards the ceiling for a supported shoulder stand. Maybe you just stay put in your supported bridge pose. Take 5 breaths here. Use that 6th breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale, lift your hips up. Inhale, slowly, gently lower your spine onto the floor. Exhale, knees towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze here. Maybe find some gentle movement, some rocking, circles with your knees, whatever feels right to you. Coming back to center. Lower your feet down to the floor, stretch your legs out long. Let's take a full body stretch here and make our way into Shavasana. So point your toes, put your arms overhead, make yourself the tallest you've been all day. Stretch, reach, grow. And with your exhale, release. Let your feet fall away from each other. Bring your arms beside you, palms up, or any other variation of your final relaxation that you would like to take right now. Close your eyes, allow your breath to return to normal. Take a scan of your whole body, starting from your toes to the crown of your head. And encourage it to relax. I'm going to offer a meditation here. You can tune in and follow along, or you can tune out and just enjoy your relaxation. So this ties back into the beginning of our practice where I was talking about the new moon and new moon energy, setting intentions, planting seeds, and more importantly, letting go and releasing the things that we're holding on to that we really don't need to. So continue to stay in your Shavasana position. Continue to breathe naturally. Start to notice if there's any area in your body that's feeling uncomfortable. Do your best to disregard any mental chatter around the issue and bring your full attention into your physical body. Observe what part of your body is asking to be noticed with physical sensations. From here, enter into a silent dialogue with the pain or the discomfort. First of all, acknowledge it, greet it, and tell it that it has your full attention. Ask it if it has any message for you. Where does it come from? What does it want you to know? As you ask these questions, don't strive to answer them. If thoughts pop into your mind that may be answers, simply trust and accept them. If nothing comes, that's okay too. Sometimes answers come when we're not trying to force them to. After sitting with these physical sensations and gently acknowledging them and listening to their messages, bring your attention to the crown of your head and imagine a bright light. The source of love and life itself. Allow this light to pour down through your being. Imagine with every inhalation that you're breathing in pure love. As you exhale, imagine you're also breathing out all the things that no longer serve you. Breathe in whatever strength and resources you need right now. And breathe out whatever it's time to release. Consciously breathe in whatever needs to come to you at this point in time. And breathe out whatever needs to let go. Take as much time here as you'd like. When you're ready to come back to your space, bring some gentle movements to your physical body. Make small movements in small places. And start to make your movements bigger into bigger places. Eventually hug your thighs towards your chest. Give yourself one more squeeze here. And roll over onto the right side of your body, coming into the fetal position. Allowing yourself to curl into a ball. Use your arm as a pillow if you'd like. 3 breaths here. Allow yourself to feel grounded, supported. And as you're ready, gently press yourself upright and come to a comfortable seat. Sitting with a tall spine and eyes closed. As an inhale, stretch your arms overhead. And an exhale to bring your palms together. Draw your thumbs through your third eye and down to your heart. Inhale, lift the corners of your mouth and smile. And thank yourself for stepping on your mat today and spending a little extra time, energy, and love on you. Namaste.